Ladies and gentlemen, live from the WCRD studios at Ball State University, it's live from Letterman!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Logan Browning, and you are listening to Live from Letterman right here on WCRD 91.3, Always Better Radio. You know, John, I think I need your opinion on something before we really start off. I feel like that's not like spicy enough of an intro. I feel like we should like try working on hey, good evening. This is Live from Letterman After Dark.
I mean, you could work on that. I think you would make the listeners, including myself, very uncomfortable.
Well, I mean, when are they not?
When are they not uncomfortable?
Yeah, during our show, I feel like we're pretty good at making people uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
That's, we're right there.
I mean, if you don't know us, it's like, these guys are really weird.
Even if you do know us, these guys are really weird. If that was an introduction enough, I'm of course joined always with my co-host, Mr. Jonathan Page. Johnny, how you doing today?
I'm okay. Yeah.
Okay, there we
I
go.
have to convince myself I'm okay.
Is that just you? You're reassuring yourself until it's true, or it is true?
Well, if you speak it, it comes true. But no, it was a long day. Had a early class. Went in, didn't really do much. Just kind of worked on a project, and then got to eat some lunch. Went back to class. Did my presentation, which is technically my final. That was fun and very stressful. So
wait, your final's done like 2 weeks early?
Yeah. So really,
that's so nice.
My teacher is he's a really good teacher, but basically he's assigned us our final. Our final was this one document that we had to do, but it's a weird assignment. Basically, we had to like negotiate with the other people in our team, like in our group, on how many points we're gonna get for that final for our grade, and so we kind of just negotiated that everything would be even. Mm-hmm. And then our teacher said, well, if you turn this in before Thanksgiving, we'll give you 2 extra points.
A whole 2 extra
Well, here's
points.
the other thing is that my grade for that assignment is a 68 out of 80.
Okay.
So automatically you're like, well, yeah, I would like to get those extra
You're like,
points.
we were this close to greatness.
We were this close.
We were on the verge of... What's the quote?
I don't know.
We're on the verge of greatness,
Yeah.
this close.
I haven't watched Rogue One enough to...
From Star Wars Rogue One, for all you philosophers out there trying to decipher what John and I are spewing on about.
Yeah. But anyway, I did that, and
Nice.
now I'm here. I worked, and now I'm here, so...
You say so in your Ball State Athletics polo, your little bright red, visible from space, trying to anger any bull within a 10-mile radius.
Because there's a lot of bulls in Muncie, Indiana that are mad at the color red.
Isn't that the thing? Aren't like bulls mad at the color red? Listen, I've seen cartoons.
I thought it was more the motion. It freaked them out.
You know what? I see. Before we introduce our guest, let's get the input on this. Is it the color or is it the motion?
I think it's moreover if you're making them mad or not. Because you have to pre-aggravate them.
Yeah. Like, I feel like they do things to the bull before
Yeah.
he gets
Are you going to
in
sit
the
here and
ring.
tell me no one on the show right now are experience where are they?
Matadors.
Matadors.
Yeah,
Yes, I was
yeah.
going to say a mastodon. I was like, that's that's a prehistoric elephant.
Yeah, no, that's not the right one. You're close.
Couple of years later, buddy.
Hey, okay. I'm trying the best I can here.
A couple of years later.
We're off to a great start here.
Yeah.
It's probably a good time to go ahead and introduce our guest for the day.
Yeah.
Since we started with the bullying her already into our shenanigans. Our guest, we have known for 8 years?
Yeah, well...
You've known her longer than me, we think.
I've known her probably about the same length I've known you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think that's about the same for me as well. Or I became friends about the same time as I became friends with you. A friend from middle school.
Yeah. So wait. Yeah, no, I've known both of you the exact same amount of length of time.
This is all
actually.
right now.
I'm being dead serious.
All right.
Seventh
All
grade.
right, all right.
I met you in 7th grade yearbook, and I
Yeah.
met you in 7th grade because I was another friend of mine who I knew from middle school, Alex Weber.
Oh my gosh.
He walked up and he's like, "Hey, John." I was like, "Hi," and he was like the only one I knew in middle school. He's like, "This is my friend Brooke," and I was like, "Hi." Brooke just waved at me, and I was like, "Hi."
We were in a group. We were in a collective.
We were in a little group.
It was you. It was Kedrick.
I think
Yeah, Kedrick,
yeah.
and there was like 2 other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh! Yeah, I remember
A lot of
that
names I have not heard
in a very long
I know.
time.
in such a long time. Oh my goodness. Well, this would be about a good time to probably say the name of our guests. Welcome to Live from Letterman, Ms. Brook Doss.
Hey, thank you.
How
so
you
happy.
doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. This is probably the most bubbly guest we've had.
Well,
Someone who's actually awake at 9:30.
I'm always awake. I'm a night owl, man.
Dude, I feel that.
Oh yeah.
I'm mostly a night owl, and then I've started to have like 9 to 5 days where it's like I wake up, go to class at 9, and then I don't come home till about 5 o'clock. And now I'm like, well, now I know why my dad is always tired and just wants to go to bed.
You're like, I now understand Dolly Parton's song.
Yeah, no, I relate to
so
Dolly
true,
Parton very
actually.
much.
I now get the worries of working a 9 to 5.
Yeah, so
Well, Brooke, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And yeah, okay, so back to our meeting, because I remember officially meeting you when we played tennis,
Yes, that is that. I
In
remember
middle
that
school.
very.
which that's probably the comedic part of the story, was that I was playing tennis at like 150 pounds.
Stop
with a
laughing. He
bald
was
head.
not that bad.
it's more imagining it. Have you seen that photo? You remember that photo of Donald Trump playing tennis?
Yes, that's
That
about
is
what it
kind of
was.
why, like, it's that photo of him doing his, like, I think it's a bat way, I don't know,
Yeah, he was doing a
backswing,
backhand.
and
You know.
that's kind of what I think of.
I stand by. I have our middle school's record still for most balls hit over the fence.
I would not be surprised.
That would
Oh,
not,
this
yeah.
season.
dude, tennis, man.
And do you remember our coach had 2 kids who would fight constantly. And the thing with it though is his solution for it, because I mean they were little kids, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
okay, whatever.
Yeah.
His solution was with all the windows down. Was to lock one in the car.
Oh no, that's right.
With the windows down,
Yeah, so they
just
could breathe.
crawl out of the window.
But then would let the other one like go play on the playground or something. And I guess they would like alternate, and I would remember that because then the other one would just stand outside the window and terrorize the kid.
That's really funny.
And
I
it's
think
very
I remember
smart.
this. Yeah.
And it didn't. I'm not gonna say any names.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah,
That's awesome.
but yeah. So that's when I think I met you.
Yeah.
And I know, in breaches of time, all the wonders of assigned lunch tables. I think I sat at your guys' tables sometimes.
Yeah, so it was a little weird because in middle school they had it. I think they had it. It was separated by grade. They had it separated by grade, but on top of that, you could kind of figure out where everyone was supposed to sit, like the cliques and everything.
Yeah.
You know, there was the popular kid. I remember one time, it was in 7th and 8th grade. This is how much of a dork I was and still am.
There we go.
I would bring my DS to lunch. And I think
Yeah.
we'd bring our DS to lunch.
Yeah.
And someone had a copy of Mario Kart for the DS, and for the entire lunch period, we would just be playing Mario Kart, and we'd be like yelling at each other and saying like awful things that you would never say to another human being while playing Mario Kart.
I think that was the first time. Actually, I would not be surprised. I would be surprised if that was actually the first time I started to swear. I think that was
Because of
genuinely.
Mario Kart.
Yeah, I think that was genuinely.
See, you just got me down a rabbit hole. Not to think, I'm like, when did I start swearing?
I think because I started, I think, probably because my dad introduced World War II movies to me a little too early, because then you'd see like guys from like Saving Private Ryan swearing at each other, and
Because their leg just got blown off.
I mean the
on-
dude got his
Yeah.
like, you know, his
Beach.
buddy just got blown to bits, and he's just like, you know, mad, and so that's where where mine started. I remember. Oh my gosh, yeah, no, I think mine was probably fourth, maybe third grade.
I was like,
Was when I started learning them, but when I actually started putting them in my vocabulary, probably fifth grade, and then it just got worse.
Yeah, no, I'm showing my
I
head.
think mine. I apologize for my parents listening to this. Mine was definitely second grade.
Oh my gosh, your innocence was destroyed that young.
When I was at a Catholic school.
Oh no!
Because we had one kid in our class who like learned them all and then would introduce everyone else to it.
Oh, he was. I'm not even gonna lie. I kind of was that kid on the bus. There was one time on a bus ride where this girl thought it was really funny, so I just started saying them more.
Why am I not surprised? I would not put that past you.
Yeah, no,
I would not put that past you.
No, you're right. Yeah. I'm not proud of it, but
You're like, but I am a little bit.
no, I'm not proud of it at all.
But no, mine was because like for a lot of the like language stuff, like I grew up on South Park.
Oh, well, that'll
And, like,
do it.
Yeah, that would do
That'll
it.
do it.
Because in like 2.5 Men, because my parents would let me watch these things with like the precursor of like you can't repeat anything you hear, like
Yeah,
that's
every parent says
inappropriate.
that. I remember my dad.
And then of course I would go to school and would.
Exactly.
But-
yeah.
Yeah.
All my friends played Halo at the time, and then like, in that game they don't swear that much, but they say an occasional bad word. And so like, my friends and I, we'd go out into the yard and we'd play war with our Nerf guns.
Yeah.
And we'd be like, we're gonna be just like them. We're gonna say swear words now. So like,
You deviants.
Oh, yeah.
Hooligans of the neighborhood.
exactly. So
Okay,
ours started with like, cartoon, like adult cartoons and stuff. Mine started
Cartoons,
with
movies, and
war
then
movies.
Also,
Yours was Mario Kart.
the lunchroom.
Well, I feel like the lunchroom is like a classic location where
I stand by. I don't think I was ever funnier in my life than I was in the lunchroom.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
no, you were.
If you want to put up like the comedy greats of like Dave Chappelle,
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader, guys who are just hilarious dudes, stand up and just actors, like comedic actors, put them up against a 6th or 7th grader in the lunchroom and they stand zero chance. I stand by that.
So
kinda true.
There is this. I won't say names, although anyone listening who knows, they know exactly who this is. I will say our friend George and I have this middle schooler that likes to. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah, maybe.
There's this middle schooler that likes to hang out with us. They're a family friend of George.
Okay.
But
The
for
way
some
you
reason-
started that was like,
Yeah, I
Chris
had a-
Hansen was going to come around the corner and be like, wait a minute.
Have a city over there.
Never seen it.
No, but yeah, so he's a family friend of theirs, and he, for some reason, thinks George and I are cool. So he
you're
has
older.
to hang out with us. And there was one time we were hanging out, and I won't repeat. He said probably the funniest thing I've ever heard anyone say in my whole entire life.
Oh my gosh.
In just a short comparison of a grenade and a potato.
What?
And let me tell you, the mind of a 11 and 12-year-old is probably the funniest thing in the world.
It is.
Because they haven't quite learned what's PC yet.
No, that's fair.
And so they say everything that comes to their mind, and it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I know that's fair. I think that's fair. Oh my gosh.
We should probably start the interview. at
Yeah,
some point.
that seems like a great idea.
So Brooke,
Hi.
hi. Obviously, you're a fellow student here at good old Ball State University.
That is true. Last time I checked, yeah.
Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go. What are you studying here?
I'm currently studying in animation.
I knew that. I knew that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought about that going into this because as long as I have known you, that's always been what you have done.
Yeah.
I think you were one of. I think you were like one of the first like YouTube channels I like followed
Oh my gosh, stop. No.
in middle school because I was just like, oh my god, a kid in my class has a YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
no, that was like
No.
that was
stop.
really
it was
cool.
like Daffy Bud.
No, you're
Bud.
right. You're right on the money.
Is that-
It's
yeah.
still up. It's still
Still up?
It's still up. I still
Do you
have.
still upload with that one? Or is
No,
it-
I don't upload on that one.
Dang it!
No,
What one do you upload on?
Okay. For anyone who's listening and whoever's just curious, I currently upload now to something called Toonsy Animation, Toonsy Animations. I don't upload currently anymore because as of right now, I am working for a game called Toontown Corporate Clash.
You told me about
Yes.
that. You told me about that.
And you can find my most recent upload. The name of it is called The Last Stand. That's my most recent animation that's been out, and currently it's at like 1.6K views.
There you go. There you go. Oh my goodness.
See, our videos usually get like 16.
Yeah, like Logan and I had a YouTube channel. We put up like these like skits and stuff. And we'd be like,
Oh,
dude, 30 views. Whoa.
hey. One of them got like 300.
I can actually check.
That,
But that was because it was a skit
baited
about
a
Sammy
Facebook.
Hagar, the 80s rock star, and I posted it in a Facebook group I was in that was a bunch of single moms
Yeah,
talking about how much they love Sammy Hagar.
No, actually, correction, it's at 17K.
17K?
Yeah, it's at 17.
my
Sorry.
Gosh, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Oh my lord.
I think this is the most clout we've ever had on the show.
Absolutely. I think it goes, it probably goes Sky at number 2 with being related to Tony Dungy. 17,000 view YouTube video is what I'm going to go with as number 1 on the show so far. So
I'm honored.
Again, I love, John, that you and I just continue to bring on people far more creative
Far
and
more
successful
creative.
than you and I
Stop. You're making me flush.
And I don't think we should stop this streak.
yeah,
I
we're going to be like, next up, our guest, you probably know him, Jesus Christ himself.
Hey guys, how you doing?
It's like, hi guys, what's up?
It's Sunday, or as I call it, me day.
It's my day off, so I figured I'd come on down and just come meet with you guys a little bit.
And we'd be like, okay. And he goes, yeah, so I heard you start swearing in Catholic school in the 2nd grade.
He's gonna, why'd you start doing that?
Why buddy? Talk me through it.
Yeah. So that's really cool though, because I remember I was in a couple of your YouTube videos.
That is true, yes. I do have them on privated.
Yeah, so if I was gonna say if you want to hear cringy 7th grade John's voice, you could go there, but thank God you privated those videos.
I don't remember. Did I do any?
I feel like you did one.
I think because I remember doing one, but I think it was for like a school project.
Yes, I would not be surprised if I dragged you into one of my projects.
Like I don't know if it was for like an actual video as much as I remember it being for like. My brain for some reason is telling me Revolutionary War in like the 7th grade.
You're right.
Yeah?
I do remember this. I think I may.
Dude, I don't
have
remember
it.
what I had for breakfast this morning.
It was. I think it was. It was for the Revolutionary War. It was actually like it was partly animated, but like most of it was just video editing. I remember this, and you helped. Like, I think we were partnered with each other in some.
It was either a
form.
partner or a group.
Yeah, it was a group. Yeah, I think I think you're right on the money on that. I'll have to look at my
There you
videos.
go.
I'll have to look at my videos later, and if I find it, I'll send it to you guys.
Oh, you have to.
I will.
Absolutely.
There's 2 videos that I was in with you because we did a couple science projects together. There was one where we made a planet.
That's right.
And
I remember
that one was probably the best voice acting I feel like I had ever done in my entire life.
It's somewhere.
You tell me now after I've had you in multiple projects.
And then we did another one with like a bunch of people, and like I remember like some of them like they hadn't really done it before.
Yeah.
And they also weren't really like they didn't really know us. So like when Brooke animated them, and you could just hear like them be like,
Yeah, you're
the
right.
mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Yes.
And then like Brooke would come in and she had like, energy and like a cool voice for her character.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, it's me! For those of you who can't see that, it was a cartoon
Red cat.
of me describing a
Oh,
volcano
God.
on one of our planets.
Can I give you guys a quick confession real quick?
Yes, you
Sure,
may.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Here for the past like 20 minutes in the show, I've been like fiddling with the board because I'm like, God, I can't hear a whole lot. I forgot to turn up the volume knob in my headphones.
Oh my
Dude, why?
You couldn't hear.
I was like, wow, the mics suck.
It's like, oh no, it's me.
No, it's me.
It's like, have you seen those pranks where those guys play music that's like extremely embarrassing or inappropriate in like a public library, and then like they're wearing headphones, but like have them turned off and they just have the volume up super loud.
Yeah.
That was that moment.
I
But live on air.
Well, may us remember the time for the first 10 minutes of the show I forgot to turn your mic on.
Yeah, no,
That's awesome.
also,
That's so cool.
Brooke, you didn't think you were entering like a professional environment, did you?
No, I'm with two
Oh,
of my
okay.
Did you
Hey.
walk in and look at like the mics like, whoa, this is really nice?
I'm
Some
like,
people do
no,
that.
no. Here's the thing. I thought the setup was nice, but with the two goofs in here, it's probably not going to be.
So that's fair. When you've known us for a very long time, you're like, I know exactly what I'm walking into.
Oh yeah,
I
100%.
stand by. I think out of the siblings we've had on the show, you have been the guest who's known us the longest. Because even someone like Maggie Breckville, I mean, I've only known since like June. I mean, technically, I guess I met her when I was in 8th grade, but like, really, I've only known her since like sophomore, junior
known
year.
her. Yeah, that sophomore, junior year, definitely.
And yeah, in Brooke, the animator, burned forever in my brain.
Your brain.
I'm carrying a legacy right now.
You are. You really are. Just carry that torch, and I love it. So, okay, animation.
Yeah.
What kind of like what led you to that?
All right, so it's an embarrassing story, and I think you both would know it. Way back when, I mean, I'm still Toontown fan, diehard, cringy as it is, but way back when, one of my good friends, James, he used to make a series called Toontown the Animated Series, 2012, and it's aged like milk, so don't watch it, please, unless you want to. If you are going to, watch it with a friend or with alcohol. I don't know. You really need to. It's bad.
So real quick, can you, because
So much just happened.
I
What
know
is
what
it?
Toontown is because I remember you explained it to me back in 7th grade.
Okay, so
But what is Toontown for those of you?
all right, how do I put this in the most like easiest way for college students to understand? So it's like, so you got like anthropomorphic animals, tunes, like stuff like when you think Disney tunes, it's like how do I say it?
Mickey Mouse,
Bugs
Goofy.
Bunnies. It's like it's based more on the Warner Brothers style of animation, but I won't go into
Ooh,
that.
good.
Yeah.
The superior animation.
Yeah. Oh
in my
yeah.
brain, by the way.
But it's based off that, and you're fighting like evil business robots, essentially, who are tiny to make over. The older one had a more bland thing, and I won't go into that, and I won't go into our games lore because that's a whole. Here's like.
Can we just also address that she's making a game?
I'm not making. I'm working for. I'm not.
Well, you're adding to the creation.
Yeah, I'm just.
Every time I sit here, I'm like,
I'm just their lore
John,
writer.
you and I go to Target and we're like, man, that Lego set's really cool.
yeah, go to
Meanwhile,
Target and I
Brooke's
stare. I'm
writing-
like, I walk to Target and I'll just like, I'll go to the food aisle and I'll stare at all the food I can't afford. I'll go to the PlayStation
I'm
aisle.
not getting paid. I'm not getting paid.
I look
But
at the
you
empty
know how much-
PlayStation 5 containers. I look at the Legos. I'm like, okay, this was a good Target trip. And then I leave with nothing.
And meanwhile, at the same time, keep in mind, by our age, Carrie Fisher was already filming A New Hope.
Yeah.
Hayden Christensen was already filming Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
And
But
Brooke
Brooke's
is
making a
literally
video
writing
game.
the story of the
and
video
has a
game.
successful YouTube channel. So.
I do make comics too, and animate for them.
Lord.
Hey, John, you and I sit here and make dick jokes.
Yeah. No.
Sorry. Anyway, so
Yeah, no.
your friend James.
Yeah, so he made an animation series based off that game, and I was like floored because I'm 11-year-old. I'm gonna be floored over everything. So, but that for some reason resonated with me the most, and I'm like, I want to do that. And next thing you know, I mean, God bless my dad's heart. He does so much for me. He set me up with like a laptop. He looked through animation programs for me to look at. I know we started with one, but it didn't click. And then next thing you know, I'm making MS Paint stuff. I'm making like stories off of that MS Paint drawings and all that kind of stuff. I made a series. It's not on YouTube. You're not going to find it because it's long. It's gone to the wind. I deleted it out of pure cringe. I remember it.
That's fair. That's fair. Because
Yeah.
I've looked at things that like I've made that were like in my iCloud storage back when I got an iPhone, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna delete that.
Are you ready for a confession time?
Oh god.
Somewhere buried in YouTube, because I can't log in and delete it because I don't know. I have a Lego YouTube channel
That's awesome.
where I would like review sets and then like make custom videos. This was 7th grade, so I did know you guys current actively.
Yeah.
at
Yeah,
this time. And I don't know how to delete it.
So while Brooke's making like animation. You're like, look at this cool Lego minifig I made.
I drew on it with Sharpie.
I drew it on with Sharpie. This is actually Arnold Schwarzenegger from Terminator 1. Is that a video you made? No.
That is one.
Oh,
It was on a clone trooper face.
Oh, nail on the head. There we go.
So predictable, both of you. Anyway.
Let's start looking for a new co-host. Maybe Chase and Graham are still available.
The ones who don't know you as well.
Can I call Quentin? Okay, sorry. Sorry.
No, it's funny. It's great. I love it.
With the Toontown thing that your friend James made, was within Toontown itself?
Yes.
So for you, did you want to do more of like, I want to create my own thing? Or was that, I would love to do like CGI sort of like with the...
I did that, actually. I left that community for a bit and I started to do my own stuff with like other communities. Mm-hmm. And then next thing you know, my good friend Alexa, she's like, hey, I work for this game. I know you're an animator, you're an artist. Why don't you join us? And I'm like, okay. I got rejected the first time and then I waited a couple months and then I got in. And originally they weren't hiring 2D animators whatsoever. So I was just their comic artist. And all of a sudden I'm making like little mini animations for these comics. And I'm like, hey, and I pitched this to them, like, hey, why don't I make an animation for you guys? And they're like, okay. So I spent 11 months in total making that Last Stand animation. But it was 11. I gotta do math. I can't do math at night. 11. For 9 of the, I gotta do, hold on, reverse math. I gotta do, for like 9 months, I was working on that one solid video. And I'm like, this sucks. So I scrapped it. And for the last 2 months, I reanimated it. For 2 months out of the 11.
Here's the thing. I get that 100%. John had to read every draft of this. Freshman year, spent the whole little chunk of first semester, but especially all of second semester writing a feature-length screenplay.
Yeah.
It's my first attempt at doing so.
I remember this. I think you brought this up with me once.
And there was the first revision I did was kind of like you. I deleted the whole second and third act. And basically started from scratch, just with the ending of my first act, which was only like, I added to it, but at the time it was only like 10 pages. Out of the original like 70.
No!
So I feel that. And then just went back and completely redid everything.
Yeah. I mean, so, I didn't like the old draft, I'll just tell you that much. I'm very satisfied with where it is currently. I mean, if I had to change some things, it would just be tweaking a bit of the animation.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, I think that's been one of my biggest ones, and I'm hoping to animate more for them.
Yeah, nice.
Good. Awesome.
What the hell, dude?
So I have another question. So
Yeah.
do you? So I know for like a lot of people, like I know for me, like I like to write, little short stories and stuff. But for me, a lot of times, if I don't like nail it on the first try, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna delete the whole thing and I'm gonna completely forget about it. So for you, do you like when you hit a roadblock and you got to get rid of everything? Does that kind of like fuel you more, or is that more just like, or does that kind of like take you down? And
Is it the egressor or the degressor?
Yeah, is it an egress or a degressor?
I mean, I guess it just depends on what it is. I mean, sometimes it's like, what you expect a lot in company is obviously someone's not going to be very happy of what your product's going to be.
Absolutely.
And that's expected. And I'm like, okay. I mean, obviously your first reaction is going to be like, okay, I totally did not spend like 6 hours doing that. And that's fine. I mean, that's perfectly fine. But for me, again, it just depends on what it is. Sometimes I think of it as like, okay, I have this skeleton here. What can I do to improve upon it? Like, what can I grab from the scraps and build more upon it? So it's kind of a demotivator, but also at the same time of like, what can I do to make it better?
Okay. So you're kind of like that first hit is like, oh, it hurts.
Yeah.
But then like, it's like, okay, well, let me see what I can do and let's get back on the saddle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not like that
I
at
can
all.
see. This is the question that I have not got a chance to ask many of the other creatives we've had on. Mm-hmm. But hearing the story that she just told, I have to bring this up.
Okay.
So I am one of those that there is never a final draft. I will try 100 times, but I will always find something that I want to redo, that I want to fix, that I want to tweak. Are you kind of the same way? Because I've learned that one of the hardest things to do in an environment like this is to say when. Like, just be like, okay, never mind, there's nothing more. Like, it's out of my hands.
I mean, that also just boils down to what you think. I mean, personally, like not like there's a lot of artists, famous artists just in general that are just not proud of their work. And there's obviously going to be people thinking that this is fantastic. This is amazing. Like, what do you mean you're not happy with it? It's just
look at Van Gogh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can't remember his name off the top of my head. I was about to actually bring him up, but it's just like
Van Gogh, the earless wonder.
Yeah, that Van Gogh.
Now Van Gogh, exactly.
Just in case you got it mixed up with the other one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like there's another one, but yeah, no. I mean, obviously, there's going to be things that you're just not going to be happy with, but there's just always going to be. I mean, you're probably going to come across something where you're going to be like, "Wow, that I don't know how I can beat that," or like, "Wow, that is something that I made. What can I do to maybe meet those expectations again, or what I can do to make it better?" So if there's going to be like a final draft, if that even exists, I think that just boils down to your own opinion, personally speaking.
Dude, we're inspiring this episode. we're making cat posters saying "hang in there" like by the second. Let us go. Okay, so with all of this, studying animation, working for a game, making these comics, where are you hoping to take this? Like, if someone had to ask you right now, if they're like, "Hey, open your book," what would be like your big dream, peak?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I didn't think I'd get this far.
Fair.
Yeah.
I generally don't know where I see myself in a couple of years. I mean, people ask me like, "Oh, are you gonna go work with Disney? Or are you gonna go work with Pixar?" And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm going to be working for this company for who knows, volunteering for this company for who knows how long. Maybe I'm going to go work for something shorter. I'm hoping to work for something smaller because obviously I like supporting people. I like working for them. Like, they have these creations. I'm like, okay, what can we do to bring that to life? And that's probably just something I want to do. Just for like smaller creators or just for like people who have an idea, and I'm just going to be like, okay, let's see what we can do.
There you go.
That's another cat poster for the
honestly,
wall.
that's probably the most educated answer we've asked anyone. Because like we've had some people come in and been like, "Oh, I know what I want to do." Like I know like when my brother came in and when Maggie came in, like they're doing education. So for them, it's like, well, I'd like to work with this age group, and that's pretty self-explanatory. But yes, like some of the other kids, and they're like, "I don't know, dude," and it's like that's fair.
So education, because confession, I was actually going to become a teacher before I came to Ball State.
Oh,
I came to Ball State to be a teacher.
Oh, really?
And then switched to video.
Yeah.
The teaching world.
You know what sucks, though? I went into teaching when COVID hit.
Oh
So
my gosh.
all that experience, I never got that. And that's what just got me out of it. I'm like, I can't do this.
Wait,
fair.
were you here for teaching?
No, I was over at IU Kokomo.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay,
was
rock
at
on.
IU Kokomo, and then COVID hit. So, like, the process it was just excruciating because we just had to go by the book. Because
Yeah.
what they did in IU Kokomo is that they went out. They just pushed us out to go teach. But since we couldn't do that, all we had to do was online and buy the book. And I'm like, this sucks. So I'm like, I'm going to animation.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Because I had a friend of mine who pretty much had the exact same thing. It was COVID hit, and it was like, this is awful. I really do not want to do this. So, no, I totally get that.
Yeah. Wow. This has been probably, John said it right on the head. This has been our most educated episode. Like, in the best way. I'm like, I don't have a dick joke for this.
Usually you're able to squeeze one in here and there, and it's like...
Well, that's
it's
what
like,
she said, but
Oh, my... No! I ruined it!
it all loops
It's true.
together.
It's true. I am right here. I can confirm that.
Ugh. Oh, my...
Anyway, you're welcome.
I'm just getting completely lambasted right now.
That's what she said.
That doesn't make sense!
Doesn't need to. Well,
Oh, God.
Brooke, welcome to the show. We are
Thank
very happy to have you
I'm
on.
happy to be here with my two friends, man.
This is
Oh my
awesome.
gosh.
I feel like this is just our lunch all over again.
Oh.
It is.
It
A
is,
part of
it
me
is.
is now wishing, though, that this reunion never happened for the one reason that I now realize you are the two people I've come into contact with that have both known me when I had braces.
Oh, yeah!
And that's like that first hit me like when you're halfway like talking and stuff.
Like, wait, they saw my teeth.
And I had to like pull up my phone. I had to like pull back pictures. I'm like, when did I get them? Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh no. All right, well, thank you for coming on. But it is again, we're a little ahead of schedule, but I mean, we're still behind schedule.
Yeah.
But-
We're ahead of schedule for us, but behind schedule for normal people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I told Brooke the quick breakdown before this. I said generally first half hour is the interview, second half hour is all of our segments. And as anyone who listens to the show knows,
No.
No.
first 45 minutes is the interview, and the last 5 minutes
Yes.
is us talking, and then the last 10 minutes is John telling me how much he hates my jokes. And then there's 10 minutes after that where we just sit there talking about Batman. But yeah, but you know what? We're here right now, and that's okay because John, I think it's about time for weather.
Yeah, I believe it is.
I think it is because as everyone knows, I'm looking at a little sheet right now that says all DJs and specialty shows must do a weather update 30 minutes into every hour. And as everyone who listens to my other show, Naturally Wired, knows, I don't.
Yeah.
So trying to make up for it here, try to regain some good mojo for my karma, you know, before I just walk in the street one day and get slammed by a bus. And then they're like trying to get me off with the windshield wipers. They're like, "You didn't do weather.
You didn't do the...
The sheet told you to." This is probably the best this room has ever felt.
I don't know.
I feel good. I feel good personally.
kind of toasty. I'm
You
also
feel
wearing 2
toasty?
layers because
There you
Really
go.
warm.
I didn't want to wear a polo and then
It's
have
definitely
the awkward...
on the warmer side, but I feel kind of comfortable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. But I
It's not
didn't-
quite as moist as it usually is.
Yeah. Usually you walk in and it's like
It's like kind of grossly damp.
it feels like you walk.
what
you
she
know,
says.
Like, oh my god. Well, I was gonna say, is, you know, when you go to a water park and you're kind of just standing there and you're like, why do I feel like I'm walking on the deep end of the pool? You know, you ever feel that? It's humid and there's water everywhere and there's just
The
a lot
deep
of
I
end
think
of the
I
pool.
understand
How
your
t-
concept.
like you're underneath the water and you're walking through it, but like
What are you wearing? Are you wearing like what do you mean? Are you
here's the
wearing,
thing. I
like,
get the concept. I just don't know if that was the best analogy.
Yeah,
no,
no.
it wasn't the best analogy.
I would just say,
right?
like, do you ever feel like, you know, like you're at a water park in a hot day and you're just like walking through like the little mist area?
Yeah,
I think that's a better answer.
yeah. No, that's fair.
I get that, but yeah, I don't know.
But
Yeah,
now
I feel
here it
good.
feels cool, but like it's warm enough where it's not gonna like
Yeah.
Yeah.
ruin you.
And if for some reason people are curious about like the irrelevant weather, it's 25 degrees outside. Tomorrow's supposed to be windy.
it was
so.
windy today.
Dude, listen, I weigh like a plastic bag, so I'm feeling like self going, woo, woo. So
You just float back to where
Yep.
you
She
live.
just gets to class. She just opens up her jacket and just holds onto it like a
Yep.
parachute.
All right, bye guys. Whee!
She lands like rocking Bullwinkle and goes, "Here's something we hope you really like."
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, hey.
Well, hey, there we go.
There you go. Just be ready, Brooke. Don't fly away.
I can't guarantee you on
I have
that.
to start carrying rocks.
Hey, I already got my backpack. I'm already there.
There we go. All right. Well, hey, it's probably time we break into some entertainment news. It's a very weird variety today.
Ooh,
I love weird.
I love weird.
Hey, let's think alike.
Or, you know, you guys.
Hey, you're a part of this too.
Don't track me down. Our first story is a very sad one. We are going to start off with a sad ringer,
Great.
like John did in his last sports
Yeah,
segment.
no, I'm sorry.
Similar criteria. Actor Jason David Frank. He was also an MMA fighter, mixed martial artist, big karate, and famously a Power Ranger. From the first season, popped up through many seasons. Passed away early last week.
Yeah.
Very sad. I won't go into the conditions of everything out of pure respect. Of course, this is the time where I would feel obligated to mention if you or anyone you know are facing some troubling times, having some scary thoughts, reach out. Find a hotline.
Absolutely.
Get in
Yes,
contact with
absolutely.
somebody. But yes, Jason David Frank was a main staple of my childhood. I know for sure. I was watching I still watch Power Rangers. Who am I kidding?
Yeah.
I have a Funko Pop of this man in my room as we talk.
Oh, that's cute.
But yeah, very sad. Only the good die young.
Yeah.
So rest in peace, Mr. Jason David Frank.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me chiming in too, I think
Yeah.
just recently, Christian McVie from Fleetwood Mac,
I saw that.
she died. I was so heartbroken.
This morning,
She- I-
79 years old after a short. They just had a short battle with illness. Also passed away.
God bless her soul.
Yeah,
That's rough.
she had to go her own way. and that is a reference to a Fleetwood Mac song.
Oh my
Call Your Own
gosh.
You gotta give him that.
What?
You have to give him that.
I meant it in respect, Jonathan.
Okay, in respectfully. Okay.
Anyways, next up,
Love you, McBee.
I don't like. This is a funny story, but I feel like it's also kind of twisted in a weird way.
Oh,
Did
good.
we just jump from like sad to like, hey guys?
Yeah.
you know-
'Cause I don't want to reach on sadness because I'll just spend the rest of the episode.
Hey,
talking
you
about
know
how
what? Just
sad
go
I am.
ahead. It's you guys' brand.
So do you guys know who Casey Anthony is?
Oh, she's getting her own Netflix series. Is that what it is?
That's not what this is talking about. But,
Oh.
So Casey Anthony is the woman who allegedly may have
You could
had
say allegedly, but we all know the truth.
don't get us sued, John. Allegedly,
We all know. I'm not gonna say what we know, but we know.
took the life of her child.
Yeah, we know.
Oh gosh.
A video got posted this morning of her last night in Ohio at a Steel Panther concert.
Oh
Up-
why it's Steel Panther?
Up on stage, dancing her hiney off with the band to
Of course, it was Ohio.
the song 17 Girls in a Row.
Oh my god.
And let me tell you, the way I woke up this morning to a headline saying Casey Anthony and Steel Panther, and I was like, pause.
Pause. That's the
Pause.
weirdest headline I have ever heard in my entire life.
Weirder.
You've heard weirder?
I've heard
No,
weirder.
you're probably right.
No, there's weirder out
Yeah.
there.
And so it's one of those, I'm like, listen, the circumstances surrounding this human, I love how in the midst of everything, she was like, I really want to go to a Steel Panther concert. Which for those of you listening along who don't know what Steel Panther is, they're a real metal band, but also just a comedically fueled.
They're family friendly. Go listen to it on the car
Yeah, absolutely.
with your grandparents and children. Do it.
Especially the song Community Property.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. There's something about that. I'm like, this is so twisted, but it's kind of funny.
That is pretty
In a
funny,
weird
but
way.
In a
it's
weird,
kind of funny
sadistic
that
way, yes.
In
very
everything, she was like, this is what I want to go do right now.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Ohio. Lastly, probably the happiest of our stories. Like I said, it was a full range here. Did you hear Tom Holland and Zendaya may be getting married?
Yeah, I heard
Hey.
they are.
There's
I heard
rumors that they're
maybe
talking
they're
about
engaged.
it. That they're. Oh, I heard. Yeah, that they're at least, if not already, definitely talking about it.
Yeah.
Because I know Tom has said he wanted to retire for a bit and raise a family and stuff.
Yeah.
And he just so happens to be with Zendaya.
Yeah.
And those are going to be some lovely little spider children.
Oh gosh, I remember someone
Never
said
say that again.
Someone said Tom's gonna be super progressive and change his last name to Zendaya's, and he's just gonna start being Tom.
Tom Daya.
Tom Daya. Yeah. No, but hey, good for them.
You know, if they do, that would be the most power play in history.
It really
None of
would.
us could rat on Tom Holland anymore.
No.
No, no.
As if
How
he was
many people
dating
can say, "Yeah,
Zendaya.
I was Spider-Man and then I quit because I wanted to"?
Sure, exactly.
Yeah.
Like you'd be like, "Whoa."
Well, because all Spider-Men have dated their love interests,
They
but
have,
it's all
but none of them have.
ended at one way or another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he can break the curse, Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst broke up.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone sadly broke up. I'd love
Oh, they
them.
were great.
No, they're cute.
They were so cute.
cute.
And Tom and Zendaya, if they can make it.
Oh,
That'd be funny.
that'd be great.
I'd be on board with it.
I would totally be on board with that. Keep it together.
I wish him the best.
Yes.
I want him to use his spider senses and make it happen. I was about to say use the Force. I was like, no. And then I was like, I couldn't imagine Tom Holland in Star Wars. He was supposed to be Finn.
He was. Remember that.
He was
Oh,
an
yeah.
audition.
He said
and
he
then
kept giggling whenever someone kept trying to be a droid.
because he'd be like, boo, 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 boo. And he'd
Just
just.
start laughing.
That'd
Which
be
is
me.
fair.
That'd
Yeah.
be me.
All right. Well, hey, that is our news segment for the day.
Yeah.
Some sadder little bit of our segment.
We finished on a high note.
But yeah, that's all right. Johnny, I think it's about time for you to go grab a tissue because it's
Yeah.
time for a nosebleeds.
Yes, it is.
Our weekly sports segment
Weekly
with
sports.
our beautiful co-host, Mr.
Well,
Jonathan Page.
That's debatable. Yeah, but anyway, we'll get into sports. So first off, big America news. USA beat Iran to move to the knockout stage of the World Cup. And this is the first time we have ever moved to the knockout stage since 2014. That was the last time we went.
I think that was not to keep bringing it. That's probably the year I met you guys.
That might be fair. So it's been quite some
fate?
time.
It's a fate.
It's fate.
It's
Is it
fate.
fate?
Are they
really
about to
is.
have-
I think
Maybe.
we hold this.
So basically, what's going to happen is that they're going to play the Netherlands. If they win that, then they got I can't remember who they play, but the Netherlands is a decent team. most likely we will probably get knocked out. The Netherlands is an experienced team. They are pretty good. But it is possible.
Communist, where's your nation?
I'm just being fair for the game of soccer.
Soccer.
That it's possible.
It's soccer, Brooke.
It's possible that we could win. But I just want to say, since we drawed with England, it's not soccer. Sorry. They literally haven't beaten us in like forever. They haven't
beaten us since. No, we beat them since 1776.
Oh yeah. They had a 13 colony lead on us and they blew it, dude.
And they blew it.
What a bunch of bums.
I know. They owned like half the world at one point.
Now they're on a tiny island.
And now they're
Man, imagine.
Hold this L.
I was about to say, like, how big of an L are they holding at this point?
Gigantic.
bigger than Ben.
Bigger than Ben.
Hey!
And on that note, I leave.
Goodbye.
So next up, the current college football playoffs are set. So this is going to be who wins or who has a chance to play in the national championship game. Right now, it's currently Georgia, Michigan, USC, and TCU in that ranking. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Mm-hmm. We got one more week of games to go. Things could shift, but there's a very good chance that this is what we got. So,
dude, this is exciting. But I'm not I'm ready for March Madness.
Oh, I am too. I'm looking
ready
forward to it.
I'm ready for it to start.
It's going to be fun to kind of, because I guarantee we'll do a bracket thing and we'll go over.
That is brilliant.
Yeah. We're deciding it now.
Oh my gosh. John, you and I have been doing this for about 3 months, and that's probably the best thing to come out of our show. We're totally doing that.
Yes. So next up, Deshaun Watson is going to be reinstated by the NFL. He's going to play his first game as a Cleveland Brown against his former team, the Houston Texans. If you don't know who Deshaun Watson is, he was suspended for 11 games, and he hasn't played football in about a year and a half, maybe 2 years, for allegedly trying to get happy endings with masseuses.
Oh, is that guy?
That guy, the gross man.
The gross dude.
But he was found not guilty, so he was only suspended for 11 games. He is going to be playing this Sunday, so we'll see how he plays. It'll be his first game back. Last time he played football was for the Houston Texans. So, yeah, we'll see.
And he's now on the Browns?
And he's now on the Browns. He got traded over the offseason. He was given $230 million guaranteed, fully guaranteed, which means no matter what, he's going to get $230 million over, I think it's 5 years.
That's very Johnny Depp of him. Remember how his contract for the third Fantastic Beasts movie was for any work done, he got, I think it was also around $230 million.
Yeah.
And then he filmed one scene.
The one
like
scene
10
and that was
seconds,
dropped.
And then they fired him, but he still got his $230 million because he did work.
Absolutely. Yeah, so anyway,
Nice.
that's my sports news. I'll go into my picks now. I did horrendous last week.
Oh.
This is the first week, I think, since the first picks I did, when I had more losses than I did wins.
What was last week's? Not your overall record. What is your win to loss ratio for this past week?
For this past week, I believe 9 to, I think it was 7 or 8.
Oh, okay.
Pretty close.
Yeah, 9-7.
Yeah.
Which it was close, and I think that's what it was the last time I had a pretty bad record.
Yeah.
But like I was getting pretty comfortable with these last couple weeks, only having like 2 losses on like 2 incorrect picks. So sorry guys, I'm now back to being absolute dog water at this.
Oh no, what's your overall rank?
Overall, I'm 111 to 69.
Oh, okay. You're still
Nice.
Yeah.
nice. Thank
So,
you, Brooke.
I'm
That
still
took me a
okay,
second.
but I would like to be back in the good column again.
Yeah.
So, anyway, here are my picks. So right now I've got Browns versus Texans. The Texans aren't good. I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Browns. They beat the Buccaneers. They beat Tom Brady last week in overtime.
What?
They did, and I was shocked. I didn't watch the game, so maybe that's why they won, because I'm bad luck. So I'm going to go with the Browns on this one. I think Deshaun Watson might have a little bit of rust, but he's a fantastic quarterback, so I think that he's going to come out and he's going to play pretty good, especially because this is his former team. Bills versus Patriots. I'm going to go with the Bills. Patriots are, right now, they're shaky, and the Bills are
Can I
still
argue
Bills.
that one?
You can.
They
you can.
are, but 'tis the holiday season. and the Patriots are coached by Burgermeister Meisterburger from Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
You're right.
I don't know if you've ever seen the Patriots coach and this guy in a side-by-side comparison.
I gotta look this
We
up.
might actually
But it
be
is
able,
one
for
of
the
the
video.
same.
We could probably pull both of them up at the same time.
I absolutely will. Here,
Which
Brooke, I got you.
you are
Oh, yeah.
completely. You are right. He does look like Burgermeister Meisterburger.
Like to a shocking
it's really
amount.
strange. It is. Where is that movie supposed to take place? In Europe,
Germany.
Just Germany, because he actually is. I think he
Or
has.
Austria? I think it's Germany.
Because he has, lineage back to. I can't remember what country it is, but it's in Europe. and I
really
think it's
hope
near.
his ancestor was the inspiration for Burgermeister Meisterburger.
Burgermeister Meisterburger.
Okay, Brooke, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready for this.
Here's Belichick.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Here is Burgermeister Meisterburger.
Does it not look uncannily like?
That is on point.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And for those of you listening along right now, I will put it on the YouTube video, and I will probably also throw it into our Instagram post for this episode.
So
don't worry.
And here's the thing: if he pulls out, because of the holiday spirit, it's possible. But I really do think the Bills got a better team. I think they will outdo Belichick, regardless of the holiday season. Next up, Broncos versus Ravens. The Broncos have not been good this year. They've been really bad, and you can even see now teammates are turning on Russell Wilson. They are like actively yelling at him. Apparently, only half the team showed up to his birthday party.
Oh,
That's
kind of sad.
It's pretty sad. So I'm going to go with the Ravens on this one. Commanders versus Giants. Giants are looking good. I think they'll beat the Commanders. Commanders just keep taking losses. They had a terrible Sean Taylor tribute, which if you don't know who Sean Taylor is, he's a player for the previous Washington football team, also known as the Redskins. He sadly was killed in his home defending his family, and that was while he was a member of the Washington football team. So he was.
This is just the uplifting episode.
Yeah.
You remember earlier when we were like, man, this is all so
Educational,
inspirational. Let's talk about everyone dying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
jeez.
he was supposed to get a statue. He got a mannequin with a jersey he used to wear, like his number and all that stuff. So that was great when they promised
A mannequin?
It's literally a mannequin. It has his jersey pants and then the cleats he used to wear and a helmet. And when he was supposed to get like a bronze statue of himself.
Yeah. I mean, at least put it behind like a case.
It is behind a case. It's just
Okay, that's a little better.
It's a glass case, and the family's like, "Oh yeah," but they were promised a statue.
Yeah.
they were like, "Here's the reveal," and then it's like, "That's a mannequin." Okay, so not great, but anyway, Giants, Jaguars versus Lions. Between the battle of the cats, I'm going with the Lions. I think the Lions will win that one. I don't know.
And then Detroit will be locked down for a night.
The Jaguars are good. I'm going to say they're on the up and up. They're really playing hard for Doug Peterson. I think they're going to start hitting their stride. They had a crazy win over the Ravens. They won, I think it was either in the last couple seconds to go up by 1 point and win. But I think the Lions could win that one. That's a winnable game for them. Jets versus Vikings. I'm going to go with the Vikings on this one.
Yeah, you are.
They are playing Mike White, and Mike White is a dog. But I think Kirk Thuggins I think he'll take the cake on that one. Packers versus Bears.
Bears.
I'm going to go with the Bears.
Bears.
Bears. I'm going to go with the Bears. The Packers have been shaky, and I think that Justin Fields, if he's allowed to play the way that he plays, I think he can do a decent job. But again, Packers if they have an explosive day, they're going to blow it out of the water. Steelers versus Falcons. I'm going to go with the Steelers on this one. I just think they're a bit more of a well-rounded team. Plus, the Steelers' defense is decent, especially since they have T.J. Watt back. I think he should be able to make a difference against that
Real quick,
Falcons
for
offense.
the Packers, isn't Aaron Rodgers out this week?
He is set to play, but he is a
Okay.
little injured. He hurt his thumb and he hurt his ribs, so he might be a little limited. But it's Aaron Rodgers, so
Right.
we have you never know. Titans versus Eagles. I'm actually gonna go with the Titans on this one.
Oh,
I am.
remember the Titans.
Yeah, remember them. I'm gonna go with them on this
Great
one.
movie.
I think they could probably win it. But again, the Eagles are a great team. I just have a feeling the Titans are just on upset mode because A.J. Brown, who's now on the Eagles, was on the Titans, and he kind of made a big fuss about wanting to leave.
Wait, he was on the Eagles?
He was on the Titans. A.J. Brown was on the Titans. Now he's on the Eagles.
Does he play bass or guitar?
Shut up. Shut up. Plays wide receiver. And I think they'll be out.
No, Joe Walsh wasn't a wide receiver.
Oh, shut up. I think the Titans are going to want to prove something, but again, this game could very easily go in the Eagles' favor. Dolphins versus 49ers. I think the Dolphins will probably win that one.
They have a good porpoise.
I think it'll just be the Dolphins.
Hold on, let me just put tally marks over here. I'll just keep going.
The tally marks of all the awful puns he's throwing. We probably should get that.
I'm pretty sure it's just white.
Yeah,
it's just like
If it's chalkboard, it's just nothing. It's like, oh, that's a lot of chalk. What's that for? Oh, all of his terrible puns.
You guys say terrible. I say brilliant.
Hey, what?
And I'll kind of rattle these last ones off.
Okay.
Seahawks versus Rams. Going to go with the Seahawks. Rams are shaky. So I think the Seahawks can take advantage of that. Chargers versus Raiders. Raiders are in a really bad spot right now, and I think the Chargers could probably
Because they
win that
lost
one.
the arc.
They did, and that's why they're not winning.
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs versus Bengals. This is a revenge game because the Chiefs got beat by the Bengals twice last year. One time in the regular season to give the Bengals the number 1 seed, and the next time the Bengals beat them and booted them out of the playoffs in the AFC Championship game. So I think the Chiefs are going to be out for blood, and they're going to want to come in and win. Plus, Jamar Chase is going to be coming back, but he's coming off injury, so he might be, a little slow to start. But we'll see. Colts versus Cowboys. I'm going to go with the Cowboys. Jeff Saturday.
Yeehaw.
He did a bad job not using any clock management. But I mean, he's a first time.
Not using any what?
Clock management.
Clock
Clock.
with an L.
Yes.
I did not.
Oh, my Lord.
I did not hear that.
He
the first
did.
time.
Surprised you didn't.
He
I was
didn't use any
weirdly surprised.
timeouts, but I mean, he's a first time head coach in the NFL, so I mean, it's going to be growing pains here and there. But I think the Cowboys they've got a pretty good defense and a pretty good offense. But I mean, if Jonathan Taylor has a great day and Matt Ryan can connect with Michael Pittman, you mean who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
I would love for the Colts to win. Would absolutely love for them to win, but I gotta go.
But we're a realist here.
I gotta go with my
From
record.
Indiana, man.
And then Saints versus Buccaneers. I'm actually going to go with the Saints on this one. I think after Tom Brady has lost to the Browns, I think he's going to be going crazy or he's going to be making more mistakes. He's either going to be like, oh my gosh, I just lost to the Browns. Or he's going to be like, I just lost to the Browns. I need to kill someone.
He's like, man, I'm going to make another mistake. First mistake was coming back this season.
So yeah, those are my picks. If you bet with them and you win, it's all because of me. And if you lose, it's definitely not my fault.
We hold no responsibility
Yes.
unless it's victorious. Then we require 15%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bingo.
There we go.
Yep.
All right. Nice. Well, you know what? I think overall I agree with all those picks. I do remember last week or 2 episodes ago, I did find one I was going to fight you on. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what that was. And I don't remember what the outcome was.
I don't remember what it was either.
So this was probably relevant for me to bring up. We're going on to my favorite segment of the show. And I know it's John's as
Absolutely.
well. Brooke, I don't know if you know about this segment.
No. I'm
Ladies and
scared.
gentlemen, it is time for Florida Man Stories.
Let's go.
Oh, no way. I love Florida Man.
Where
Let's
throughout
go.
the week, good old Johnny and I, we picked 2 Florida Man headlines, and we reported, or just weird news overall. And the same here on the show. Neither of us have heard these throughout the week.
Yes.
We don't know, and we'll do a little bit of a live reaction.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny, give me your 2.
All right, so first one I got up. Stepdad shoots PS4 during argument with stepson. So they got into an argument, and you know how some parents threaten, like, if you don't get off the game, I'm going to smash that thing. He took it a step further and shot it with a firearm.
That there was a YouTuber that used to stage videos like that. It was
Yes.
like Angry Dad.
Angry
Yeah,
Dad. It was like
yeah.
Angry Grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but this
This was
dude
real.
literally
Oh my
did it for
gosh.
real. I don't know. I didn't read through to see if he got... Yeah, he did get detained for firing a weapon.
It's his own house.
I know, but you can't really do that. I think... So, the police said it.
I want to know the court. I want to hear the court
So
stuff
I don't
about
know if they have decided his...
I just want to know what game he was playing.
I honestly, the dude is... Okay, so he faces charges of aggravated assault and child negligence. So...
that. Had you not say the second part, I would have been like, against what? The PS4? It's
The PS4.
it's dead.
pressing charges.
The PS4 is like, he hurt me. It was that man.
Please point out to the court, do you see him here today? Yes. Let the record show he is pointing to our defendant.
So
Or
anyway,
to the
plaintiff. Oh no, it'd be the defendant. I think. I don't know. I don't know court.
We're
law.
not lawyers here, okay?
Yeah, no.
We're half a week's college students.
The next one I got is pretty funny. Gun stuffed in raw chicken found at Florida airport checkpoint.
I heard about this.
That's a wild Thanksgiving.
So there's a chicken going through TSA because I think it was on like a big freighter airplane. And they were checking it, and the metal detector got set off for some reason. So they're like, okay, well, let's open it up, and like, there's a gun in this chicken.
You could say that chicken was cocked and loaded.
Yeah, they literally like they opened it up, and it's literally a gun in a plastic bag, and like the dude just barely popped it open. It's like, oh, that's a gun. That's a pistol. Okay.
And the Christmas my true love gave to me, poultry and in a MAD.
That's the one.
The dude's like, dude, where's my gun? Okay, you're never gonna believe this, but they found it. He's like, oh, I wonder why.
Where did they find it? I rather not say.
This is like Breaking Bad, Los Pollos Hermanos. Got caught.
That's so good.
Gus is like, oh no.
Oh man, I'm gonna go join the Star Wars.
So yeah, those are mine. I figured
Those are pretty good. Yeah. Okay, mine. First one. Florida man claims bags of cocaine and meth wrapped around his private area were not his.
Well, they probably weren't. He was probably just like a mule.
Listen, how many times have you, John, gone to bed and then woken up and that's just like taped around? I mean, me a dime a dozen.
It happens all the time. I
It's
understand
like-
the man's plea.
Yeah, listen. People fall upon hard times.
Yeah.
That was a.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm staring at you.
Next up, Florida man banned from airport after wearing a thong as a mask. ... Continues to compare himself to Rosa Parks.
Oh my god!
That's no.
That's horrible! Oh my lord!
Why?
Because only in
Why?
Florida,
So
ladies
he
and
felt
gentlemen.
he was being discriminated against.
That's awful.
Not only was he kicked off his flight, he was then banned from that whole airport.
Was it?
That man can never fly out of the Orlando International
Oh,
Airport
no!
ever again.
Oh no!
Daddy, why can't we go to Disney? I'm never gonna believe it.
They were discriminating against me. Let me sit you down here, son. Let me tell you a story about someone that you should know. Rosa Parks and me.
It's like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air music. All right, well, those were some pretty good Florida man stories.
Yeah,
So-
I feel these were pretty funny.
Awful, my god.
Now Brooke is regretting coming
Now
on the
Brooke
show.
is like, I think I
It was going up and up and up, and then next thing you know, it's.
She's like, I preferred it when we didn't talk for a couple of years. It's probably about time that we go ahead and start winding down the show for the day.
Yeah.
But before we do, though,
Ooh.
we have a special announcement. It's something we'd like to do. So for those of you who don't know, which I don't know who do, this is our last broadcast of the season.
It is, yeah.
Because next week, of course, is dead week for finals and everything, preparing, and we, John and I both have studying and some projects to do our guests as well.
Dude. Astrology, man.
Yeah, Brooke and I have an astronomy.
It's so. Okay. I love Bob. I do. But
Bob is great.
Bob, okay. For anyone who's just like looking around for classes, especially for spring, and if you see black holes as a class, I would say, okay, take it, but only if you're ready for the amount of homework that you got to do. I feel like it's a great class. It's fascinating.
And I will add the Dr. Barrington, Bob.
Yeah.
He knows his stuff. He knows his
It's-
stuff. However, you also need to know your stuff too.
Yeah,
Because if you've never taken physics, I would either brush up on it or maybe look in a different direction. Because I didn't take physics.
Hey, let's be real.
I am suffering my
Let's be real. I have text as proof.
Yes. No. I'm like, Brooke, I don't know how to do this. What did you do?
And I somehow know it. I just somehow know it. I've never.
So yeah, but no, I agree. I love Bob. The
Yeah.
class is extremely fascinating. However, make sure you are aware of the math.
Oh my god, it's now scary because I did almost take that class next semester, and then I found
You should
another.
have took it with us.
No, I found another
gosh, you'd
science
be-
class.
Dude, all three of us in that class, he'd hate us.
Oh my lord.
He'd hate us.
Well, yeah. So I'm so sorry for you two. Hopefully the final is not that bad, but
It's
No.
But yeah, so yeah, today's our last broadcast. John and I have talked about maybe do a little Christmas thing for our YouTube channel.
Yeah, we'll see.
But us here from Life from Letterman, I know I surely do speak for myself. I most likely speak for John as well. We'd like to thank all of you for tuning in here about almost every Wednesday for this whole entire semester, minus I think the first week or first two.
Maybe, yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
Something about like that. And don't worry, this isn't like a goodbye. We will be back in like a month. Give or take.
A little bit about a month, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be back in January. Let's just say it like that.
Ready to roll.
Making a mental note on my calendar so I can bully
January.
you guys.
Oh no, we will probably have you back.
Oh, dude, I would love to come back.
Absolutely.
You guys are a delight.
No, yeah, you have made definitely at least for me. You've made the short list of the people we do want to have back.
Absolutely, yeah.
But it's something we haven't done in a while. I think since like our first couple broadcasts.
Oh, wow.
All right, Brooke. Is there anything you would like to say? Any people you want to shout out? Anything you want to promote?
Well, shout out to the people in my life, my family, my friends. Thank you for supporting me and everything I do. And thank you guys, both of you too. I mean, I know I have not talked with you often, but like you guys are on my mind all the time.
Ditto, actually.
Yeah, I mean,
do
you
think about that
guys.
all the time.
I don't think if I've ever met you, I would not have the humor that I have now,
Aw.
and I wouldn't have
I'm
the.
so sorry.
Mr. and Mrs. Doss, I am extremely
Yeah, hi guys, I love you. What are you here today? I'll talk with you guys later. But and just for anyone listening, just know that whatever you're going through right now, it's gonna get better. I've told myself this a million times. Everyone goes through hardships, especially in college. I feel like college is one of those times where like, what am I doing? Like, why am I going through all this? Just know that once it's over, you're gonna feel so much better. This is just general advice. Just be kind to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you are your most worst enemy.
Dude,
But
emotional roller coaster this episode has been. I'm kind of proud. Is this the one we win an Emmy for? I'm kind of proud of us.
But yeah, just be nice to yourself. Again, you're just your worst enemy, but at the same time, you can also be your best friend.
That is it. I get.
Thank you.
I don't want to do my joke now. Like I feel
That
bad
ends
ruining
pretty
this.
good. That ends
yeah,
pretty
I'm
good.
gonna do it anyways. But, I feel bad.
I'm trying to get it out of it. No!
Brooke, very beautifully said. Very,
Thank you.
very well
Thank you.
point. I think next season we should add at the end of the show just something like we just got Brooke's block,
Brooke's probably like, Brooke.
where she texts us something inspirational.
You
and we'll
just
read it
call
on-
me. Just call me.
Put it up to the
I
mic.
think I'll be mostly likely up. And
If
you'll
we can
just,
figure out the phone in here, yes,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just-
that would be awesome.
here, I'll give you my phone number right now. Straight up, I think I would probably more than likely, like 75% of the time, answer. So
We're kind of like, oh, guess Brooke's asleep right now, right? Just like, oh, there
yeah,
she is. Let's go.
I'm up like till 1 in the morning. every
Since
day.
she's asleep, that means that I get to say something super depressing. Hate yourself always. No, yeah. Thank you so much for coming on. It's
Yeah, of
been
course.
an absolute blast today. And Johnny, thank you for letting me bully you for a whole semester into doing the show. And
It's
I'm
no
Like
different
you
than
can't
never
wait
do.
to do it even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You say that like you don't, like at all times.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
was about to be like, it's no different than when the mic turns
Yeah, I
on.
was about to say.
I've been bullying John for almost a decade. So,
About
That's
right,
true.
Yeah. yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to Live from Letterman right here on WCRD 91.3, Always Better Radio. I'm your host, Logan Browning. This has been my co-host, Mr. Jonathan Page, and our lovely guest, Miss Brook Doss. Before we wrap up today, however, Brooke, at the end of every broadcast, at some point during the week, I find it, or I come up with a joke. This
Okay.
one I found. I didn't come up with this one. Find a joke, read it live on air here, just to wrap up everything.
Okay, hit me.
So this one's a little bit of a story.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Oh, goodness gracious.
So a man is driving down the road and breaks down near a monastery. He goes to the monastery, knocks on the door, and says, "Hey, my car broke down. Do you think I could stay the night?" The monks graciously accept him, feed him dinner, even fix his car. As the man tries to fall asleep, he hears a strange sound. The next morning, he asks the monks what the sound was, but they say, we can't tell you, you're not a monk. The man is disappointed, but thanks them anyways and goes about his merry way. Some years later, the man breaks down in front of the same monastery. The monks accept him, feed him, they even fix his car. That night, he hears the same strange noise that he had heard years earlier. The next morning, he asks what it is, but the monks reply, we can't tell you. You're not a monk. The man says, all right, I'm dying to know. If the only way I can find out is what the sound was is to become a monk, how do I become a monk? The monks reply, you must travel the earth and tell us how many blades of grass there are and the exact number of sand pebbles. When you find these numbers, you will become a monk. So the man sets about his tasks. 45 years later, he returns and knocks on the door of the monastery. Don't ask how old the guy is at this point. I don't know. He says, I have traveled the earth and have found that you have asked for. There are 145,236,284,232 blades of grass. And 281,999,129,129,382 sand pebbles on the earth. The monks reply, congratulations! You're now a monk. We shall now show you the way to the sound. The monks lead the man to a wooden door where the head monk says the sound is right behind that door. The man reaches for the knob, the door is locked. He says, real funny, may I have the key? The monks give him the key and he opens the door. Behind the wooden door is another door made of stone. The man requests the key to the stone door. The monks give him the key, and he opens it, only to find a door made of ruby. Oh my God. He asks for yet another key from the monks who provided. And behind the door is another door, this one made of sapphire. Oh my God. So it went until the man had gone through doors made of emerald, silver, and a bunch of other elements that I don't know how to pronounce. Finally, the monks say this is the last key to the last door. The man is relieved to no end. He unlocks the door, turns the knob, and behind the door is the source of the strange sound. Do you guys have any guesses what it is?
I honestly, this joke is so long, I do not have the foggiest idea.
It's gotta be another door.
I can tell you, you're not a monk.
Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Almighty.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you all next season.
Get me out of here.